Hey everyone, it's Jeff. I want to give a little disclaimer before the video. This was shot, I think, in 2017, like 9 years ago. Started Wine Hops and Road Stops, and recently I found the source files for most of the first episode. So here you go. It's not my best work, but it's kind of cool to see where the show started and where it is now. So enjoy Wine Hops and Road Stops, episode 1. Well, at least most of it. The road stop was edited out. Can't find the actual video of the road stop. We went to Four Blooms Restaurant, by the way, but that video doesn't exist anymore for some reason. I can't seem to find it, so you're going to see the whole show, minus the road stop, unfortunately. So enjoy it. A little banter between myself and my friend Alan. Really cool. We drank a lot of beer on the first episode. I think like 8 beers, including a Dogfish 120. Yes, indeed. Enjoy. Or not. Or just leave your rant in the comments about, what you hated about it. Because, it is the internet. Welcome everyone to the newest show on WYLN, Wine, Hops, and Road Stops. This is our first episode, and we are here on location at the beer stop, and I'm with the owner, Alan. Alan, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great.
We're ready to sample some good beers?
That's the only reason why I show up.
Let's talk a little bit about who you are. And you're the owner of the beer stop, but how did you get into the craft beer?
Well, quite frankly, about 10 years ago when we opened, you couldn't really get a lot of craft beers in Hazleton. So this is my personal refrigerator. Single bottles, and I get to try all different beers. We've had over 10,000 different beers here in the last 10 years. 50 to 60 new beers coming every day. And why drink the same thing every day? Have a new beer every day. That's what I say.
That's right, and you know your stuff. Now, some people may not know their stuff, so we're going to get into a little craft beer 101 in a little bit. But first, let's do some craft beer news. There's some big things happening in the craft beer world that's in the headlines today. There are now more than 6,000 craft breweries in the United States. The craft beer industry managed to pass another significant milestone in 2017. According to the Brewers Association, the total number of breweries in the United States passed 6,000, with more than 98% of those fitting the Brewers Association's craft beer designation of small, traditional, and independent. Now, what does that mean to the people who love craft beer?
Well, one of the things that means is probably within a 20-minute drive of you, you will have a craft brewer making beer right on premises, and you can go in and sample it. There's probably 7 or 8 within a 20-minute drive of here.
83% of the population of the United States now lives within 10 miles of a local brewery.
And they're not just making one style of beer. They're being just like the big guys. Lots of different styles, seasonals, every couple of months, new batches, new styles of beer, and it's a lot of fun.
The more the merrier, I say, right?
Absolutely.
Next up, we have something that I like to talk about. Beer can protect your heart. According to Italian researchers, moderate beer drinkers have a 42% lower risk of heart disease compared to non-drinkers. This is good news. Now, for maximum protection, they say keep your consumption to 1 pint a day at around 5% alcohol by volume. But, still good news, right?
It's as if you needed an excuse.
I don't need an excuse to have 1 beer a day, right?
Well, 1 beer a day is not a bad way to do it. You have dinner, but then what do you do after dinner?
Have a beer.
Okay, there you go.
The Italian said it's okay, so I'm all right. Okay, now let's talk a little bit about craft beer 101, I like to call it. A little intro to craft beer and what these abbreviations mean. You got your ABV, your IBU, and you got the other one, the
SRM.
SRM, that's a new one. I don't know much about that one.
Well, the SRM is nothing more than a color scale, which basically brings it from a 0 to about a 50 is the scale. 0 would be basically a pure yellow beer, and then a 50 would be a black beer. And then everything kind of falls in between, with an amber being in about halfway at about a 25. Because a lot of the bottles now are black bottles, so you don't know what you're looking at inside the bottle, so the brewers have come up with this scale to let you know what's inside.
So what about ABV? Now ABV, that's a standard measure of how much alcohol is contained, correct?
Correct, alcohol per volume.
Okay.
If you go into the whiskeys, alcohol per volume times 2 is your proof. So it's just another way of saying, so technically speaking, most beers are around 5%. That means they're 10 proof. And some of the beers get up to 20 and 30%, which means they're 40 proof.
Those are the ones I like to call one and done.
Yes.
And finally, the IBU.
IBU is probably the most important one. That is the International Bitter Units.
There you go.
And so most people, particularly when you're trying it for the first time, oh, that's too bitter, I don't like that. I like, a softer, lighter beer. If you pay attention to the IBUs, the lower the number, the less bitterness. And that scale goes from 0 to, I think, 2,500 is the highest.
That's real bitter beer, isn't it?
Yeah, but you're not. Most beers are within the 1 to about 70 range, with a few up into about 150. After that, there's very few that the brewers are just kind of trying to outdo themselves with different batches to make it impressive that they can put so much IBUs into a beer.
So, for example, a higher IBU would be like an IPA. Pale ales would be higher than, say, like
a lager.
A lager.
Correct, yes.
Okay. Well, we'll be right back after these messages from our sponsors, and when we get back, we're going to sample some of these beers, and we're going to check out the different IBUs, ABVs, and SRMs.
Sounds good.
Okay, we'll be right back on Wine, Hops, and Road Stops. Welcome back to Wine, Hops, and Road Stops. I'm here at the Beer Stop in West Hazleton with Alan, the owner of the Beer Stop. And if you like what you see so far in the show, check us out on our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Wine, Hops, Road Stops. Okay, we're going to start sampling some beers. What do we have here today?
Okay, well, we have kind of a range of all 8 different beers and kind of a range of different of the IBUs. Starting with the lowest, UFO White Ale, comes at a scale of 10. And the UFO White is a great beer to try if you haven't tried craft beers before. If you drink Bud, Miller, Coors, this is just a phenomenal beer to start with. All my friends and neighbors who are Bud, Miller, Coors guys, this is always the first beer I give them.
Now, Alan, what I'm holding here is looks pretty light.
Yes.
That's because the IBUs are low.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, this is an IBU of about 10, and which is going to give you a very low on the bitterness scale. And it's a great beer to first try if you're just getting out of the Bud, Miller, Coors world and into the craft beer world.
And let's just say there's nothing wrong with that, but there's more to beer than just
Absolutely.
the big ones.
These beers, it's rich, it's full, it's creamy, things that you wouldn't really associate with chugging down a Budweiser or a Coors.
So, okay, now what the proper way to drink it? The proper way to sample this beer?
Sample, always take a little sniff as you're drinking it or beforehand. As you smell things, it is basically your nose is telling your taste buds what to expect.
This is a really good beer. It's nice and crisp.
Nice,
and that's it.
Crisp. It's about 4.8% alcohol, so it's a good session beer if you would like more. And it's also good if you get done mowing the lawn. Nice, easy drinking beer. Next up, we have the Big Wave from Hawaii. Now this one is going to come up with an IBU of around 20. So you're getting into a little bit more hops, a little bit more bitterness, and at a point your bitterness will start turning into crisp and clean as opposed to bitterness. And this one you could even tell in just the smell of the much more hint of fruit.
Yeah, there's some kind of citrus fruitiness.
Yep, you get the citrusness, which is masking itself with the IBUs and the bitterness. But again, another really easy drinking beer and not a bad beer to start off with, just getting into the craft beer world.
Now we're going to move on to something a little bit darker.
Yes.
What is this guy?
This is the Schmaltz Messiah Brown. A brown ale is going to give you much more malts than the other beers will. As you can tell, much darker, but yet we're only going up to about 35 on the IBU scale. So you'll get a little bit more on the bitterness, but not as much as you might expect. It's a good dark, one of your first good dark beers to try would be a brown, and this fits the bill nicely.
And there's a nice presence of malt here. And there's really
maltiness, a little bit of nuttiness even to it.
Not much hops or anything like that.
No,
because I know some people aren't hop heads. I'm a hop head.
Correct. Yep. It's a good beer to be drinking as you're just getting into the darker, fuller beers. After that is the Edmund Fitzgerald. This is one of my personal favorite beers. It's a porter.
Mm-hmm. I've had this before.
It comes in at 37 IBUs and 6% alcohol, and a lot of really rich chocolate tones to it. And actually, believe it or not, this is a very good dessert beer. If you're having some chocolate cake or something like that, it pairs really well with that.
Yeah, it's gone. It's gone already. That's kind of not how you're supposed to sample it, but that was really good beer.
It's really good. It's really rich. It's really, getting into that nice balance of heaviness, and you're getting into a little bit more into the serious craft beer drinks.
Now, the next one I'm not familiar with. Now, who is this guy here?
This is 6 Points out of New York. This is 6 Points is, believe it or not, in Pennsylvania, a little bit more difficult to find. And this is their lager. Now, Tesla is the name of it, and 6 Points really kind of puts a little bit more hops in all of their beers. Even though you think lager, you think Yingling lager, this is a much different beer than that. This is the craft version of a lager.
So this is a lager, but a little bit more hop profile
Correct.
to it?
This is a 49 on the IBU scale. So you're already really jumping up in there.
And you can taste it.
You can taste it. You can smell. When you smell it, you can just smell the floralness of the hops.
Oh, yeah.
So this one, as you start drinking it, this is one that if you're not really ready for the craft beer world, this is the one where you're first really going to start telling the bitterness of a beer.
Now, we're saying bitterness, but that's not a bad thing to some people.
It is not. It is not. That's a good thing. It's a bitterness, what they call a bite.
Now, your favorite.
This is Founder's Breakfast Stout only comes out once a year. I buy enough of it to keep it at the store, so we have it 365 days a year. It's a double chocolate coffee oatmeal stout. It's the equivalent, I say, of like comfort food. It's like mashed potatoes and gravy. This has IBUs of 60, and it comes in at an 8.3% alcohol.
So as we're getting darker, we're also getting bigger as
Correct.
far as the alcohol by volume goes. So
Yes.
watch yourself while you're drinking these. You can pound down this easier than you can pound down this.
Yes.
So.
For every one of these you have, it's like having two of those. And you just smell the chocolate, the
Oh,
coffee.
yeah. That's nice and thick. It's a great finish to it. Like, I'm getting equal amounts of coffee and chocolate to it. It's really, really good.
And particularly in the stouts, you're going to find there's not going to be as much fizz in the beers as you will with like the UFO whites and the golden ales.
So a little bit less carbonation.
A little bit less carbonation, and that's on purpose. Next, we have one of the seasonals out right now that everybody loves, the Trogs Nugget Nectar. This has an IBU of 93.
This is a big seller for you?
This is one of the biggest sellers, yeah. People look forward to this all year round. It's usually only available for about 2 to 3 weeks in the year, and then it's all gone after that. And you can see it's just a red tone. You can really kind of smell the hops in that as you're almost almost like a spicy flower floral.
Has a great flavor to it, I'll tell you. This is one of my favorites. The Trogs never really steers me wrong. They're pretty much really, really good.
Absolutely. Trogs doesn't have a bad product, quite frankly, that I've ever had.
There you go, Trogs. Shout out to Trogs.
But in here, you can definitely taste the bitterness of the beer. You can taste the bitterness of the hops. And you're definitely jumping up into the elite of the microbrews.
And now we're getting to the elite of the microbrews.
Yes, this would be this is one of the rarer beers. This is the Dogfish 120, which comes with an IBU of 120. Guess how many IBUs their 60 minute has?
60?
There you go.
Dogfish got me into craft beers. It was one of the first craft beers I've ever had was a Dogfish.
They're solid beers.
Dogfish likes to experiment a lot.
Yes.
They really do, and they're always coming out with something new.
Their Dogfish 60 minute, 90 minute is just a standard
Ground
fare.
zero. Ground zero for me.
For hopheads, yes.
Yeah. And this one, oh boy.
This comes in at 21% alcohol, or 42 proof, if you will. So, it has a much different bouquet to it.
Yeah.
And when you drink, you can even feel the alcohol burn as it goes down.
Now, here's the thing about Dogfish at 120. It's good to age that beer because when you start aging that, and you know this, I'm pretty much talking to the audience because he already knows this. He has like a little section of aged beers back here. Anyway, I like to get a Dogfish 120, age it for a year or two, and then when you drink it, it's sweeter.
Yep.
It's a little bit less bitey. It's a great beer. Age them. It's excellent.
When beers are bottle conditioned, you can age them for 5, 10, 20 years sometimes. And the beer will completely change over time. So we just did a sampling of Trogs Mad Elf. And we had Mad Elf from 10 years ago, from 5 years ago, and this year. And if you didn't know it, you would think that you were drinking 3 completely different beers.
all these beers here, which ones would do well aging?
Usually you need higher alcohol to age the beers. So your white ales at like 4.4, 4.8%, they're not going to age well. You need more things in the beer. So I'm thinking probably the last three.
Last three?
The breakfast stout, the nugget nectar could probably do with a couple of years of aging, and the 120, quite frankly, that could probably age for 10 years.
So there you have it. There's your IBU scale from next to nothing to, oh my God. We'll be right back on Wine, Hops, and Road Stops. Don't go away. Welcome back to Wine, Hops, and Road Stops. It's been great hanging out with you, Alan, sampling some great beers. Thank you very much. That's all the time we have. So make sure you come to the beer stop in West Hazelton for all your craft beer needs.
Absolutely. Try a new beer today and every day.
Cheers to you, our first episode. Salud. Thank you very much. We'll see you again on Wine, Hops, and Road Stops.